Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs, and today I'm going to show you how to make Goldilocks from Goldilocks and the Three Bears. That's what we've been doing at the moment. So the colours that we're going to need are yellow for her hair, and I'm using a Lucky Loom yellow, which I rather like. It's not as in your face and bright as the other ones that are around. I'm using the Rainbow Loom skin tone. And I'm using a Crazy Loom blue, which I actually quite like. A couple of white bands and a couple of black bands. I'm also using 2 of the mini pony beads for her eyes in black. So these are the little mini pony beads. So we can get started. I'm using a single loom. It's going to be in the offset configuration, which means that columns 1 and 3 are slightly lower than column 2. The arrows are going to be facing towards you. If you don't have arrows on your loom, it's the open part of the peg that's facing towards you. We're going to get started, and we're double banding, which means you take 2 bands and you place them over the pegs together as if they were one, and that gives the figure a more robust feel to it. So we are double banding. I'm using the yellow for her hair at the moment. And I'm now going to switch to the skin tone colour. Again, double banding. Take 2 and go from the side to here, and take 2 and go from the side. And now what we're going to do is a crossover band over here, so a single band that you're going to stretch and place across these 3 pegs like so. We're going to take a single band and twist it once, twice and 3 times to go across these 2 pegs for the eyes. And then for the eyes I'm using a 2.75 crochet dude hook, okay, and that fits these beads down very nicely. If you're not using beads, you can use bands, that's fine too. You would take a single band and put your hook through, wrap it once, twice and 3 times, and do the same with another one. Put your hook through, wrap it once, twice and 3 times, and you would slide this onto your skin tone bands like that, and that has the same effect as doing the beads. See? So it's exactly the same. So when you're doing this, you're going to take your band and stretch it across these pegs like that, and then you're going to lift this top part of the band and place it above this peg here. And placing it above there like that actually turns it into a crossover band, which is what we want. We're going to use 3 bands for her neck. Okay, 3 bands for the neck. And then we're going back to 2 bands. So as I mentioned, I'm using the blue bands for her dress, 2. And traditionally for a torso, we would come down 4 pair, like that. And on the other side. So you'd have 4 pair for the torso and 4 pair for the legs. So let's move down here. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. Now that's how we would normally stop, but we're doing a skirt. So I'm going to go 4, and we're going to do a little extra length because she's wearing a skirt, and then we'll put 2 flesh tone until the end, and flesh tone this side, to the end. Now we're going to take 2 and place it across from here to here, another 2 and place from here to here, and then take a single band and we're going to put that here as an end cap. So wrap it once and twice, and that gets popped here. Oops, let's try that again. Twice. There we go, like that. We need to do crossover bands, so take a single band and place it there, and take a single band and place it up the top. Now here we're going to take a single band and stretch it figure 8, and that is going to go like that. We need another one here, but what I want to do is put these little bits here, and to do that we're going to need to take a single white band, loop it, and the reason I do that on my hook rather than stretch it is because I don't want it to be too loose. If I do it like this, I'm not stretching it at all. So those go there. Alright, we're going to do her shoes and her arms. We'll start with her arms, take a single, wrap it once and twice, and that's going to slide onto a pair. Now for arms we traditionally do 5 pair, but because we're doing sleeves we're going to do 3 pair in the skin tone. Let's sort that out, one of them has gone. You can probably see better than I can. That one should be over there. It doesn't really matter, but I like them to be straight so that they look. There we go, that looks better. So that's our second pair. Here's our third pair. Now what I'm going to do is get a pair of white. Slide the white on and move the skin tone over onto them. Before I reclaim it, I'm going to hold this down here and I'm going to get a pair of blue, and I'm going to slide the white onto the blue and reclaim the blue, and then grab the white and reclaim those, and we're going to put blue on the end of those like that and reclaim. So you have, oops, all your bands falling off your hook. So you have a split pair like that, okay, and that is going to go here, and it gives her a puffy sleeve. Let's do the same on the other side. A single, wrap once and twice, and we're doing 3 pair of skin tone, so 1, 2 and 3. Slide onto a pair of white, but do not reclaim the end. So they go both onto there. Then you're going to hold that, grab a pair of blue, and this slides on. Reclaim the blue and grab your white. Reclaim the white and take your blue and slide over like that. And we're going to pop that here as a puffy sleeve. Alright, let's do her feet. So for her feet we're using black bands for her shoes, 2 black bands, wrap once and twice and slide onto 2 black bands. Reclaim the end like that. Take another 2 black bands, wrap once and twice. This time you're sliding onto a pair of white for her socks. So slide those on. Then you're going to take the first set, these 2 bands that are closest to the end, up and over, and swap sides with your hook, and up and over, reclaim the white, poke it out this way, and we'll attach that to her foot or her leg, just here, like so. Let's do the same again for the other side. 2, wrap once and twice, slide on to 2 and reclaim, take 2, wrap once and twice, and we're sliding onto 2 white. Move those 2 over, swap sides, and reclaim the end, and we'll pop that onto this leg here, like so. Now we need to do her puffy little bit for her skirt, and what we're going to use is blue. Take a single blue, and this acts as the end cap. Wrap it around your hook twice, and we're going to slide it onto a pair of blue and another pair of blue. Now this is known as an extension. You can do it for tummies, hair, skirts, all sorts of things, and I believe the first person to ever do that was PG's Lumacy on his Hello Kitty. So what we're going to do, we need this to go on this spot here, and I'm having a look here. Let me just check that I've got this in the right spot. We've got 1 for her shoulder here, 1 underneath it here. Oh, I'm glad we looked at this. Let's take these off and pop them above. And I'm going to just loosen this crossover band. That was going to be too low. Let's pop that there. We'll take this crossover band off, and I'm going to put it below here, right? Because this needs to be on the 3rd band, and this is the 3rd band here, and so when we loop this up, this will then come down. Good catching, guys, well done. What would I do without you? Take the loops from here and place them there, and then dig your hook through the end cap, and it's going to go here. So it's 1 peg up from the center peg here, not on this one. Let's do the same on the other side. 1 and 2, slide onto 2, another 2, and 1 more pair of 2, like that, and then again we will put this here, dig our hook through the end cap and place that there. So we do need to remember that we need to put a crossover band here, but we're not ready for that yet. Okay, we're going to do her hair. I've already prepared 3 chains for one side, so I'll just do one side with you. What we're going to do is take a single yellow, wrap it once and twice, and slide onto a single yellow and reclaim. And we're going to do that 6 times. So that was 1, this is 2, 3, 4, oops, let's try that one again. I was stretching it too much to show you what I was doing. 4, reclaim, 5. I don't know about you, but I find it much more difficult to actually work with single bands than double bands. Here we go, our lucky last, 6. Okay, so that's number 4. We need 6 of these. Single band, wrap it once and twice. Now you can do this on your loom before you get started if that's what you want to do. I just find it easier to do it on my hook different people have different ways of doing things. 3, 4. If you don't have a spare hook or whatever, then at least you're not using it as a holding hook. 5, 6, and one more. 1 for our end cap, so there's our first chain. 2, 3, 4, 5, and one more, 6. Okay, what we're going to do is take 3 of these at a time. So I'm going to take 2 more off here, 3 of these at a time, like that. So I've got 3 chains on my hook. I'm going to take a pair of blue and slide these on and hold them down here like so. I'm going to take another pair of blue and wrap them around my hook once and twice, almost as if I was doing a foot. Take a pair of yellow and slide these on, and then I'm going to take my first set of blue and loop them over, swap sides on my hook for the other pair of yellow and move those over, and then reclaim those yellow bands, and this will be her ponytail here. We'll do the same for the other side. So I'm going to slide these onto a pair of blue and reclaim my blue. I'm going to swap hooks because I hate this hook. So I've got my pair of blue here. I'm going to take a pair of blue and wrap it once and twice, and then a pair of yellow and slide these on. Taking our first set, we're going to move those first 2 blue loops over onto those yellow bands, and then swap sides and move on, and then we just reclaim our yellow bands. That's going to sit this side on her head like so. We're ready to start looping up, so dig down past the foot and find the 2 skin tone bands, and I just got one then. Let's see if I can find the other. There it is. I'm going to do the same on the other side as well. We're going to loop up until we get to the skirt, like that. Now from here we're going to dig under the end cap and grab the 2 top bands. Make sure things are pushed down because it gets a bit crowded. Drag that across to the same side that it belongs to, and the same on the other side. Get the next 2 top bands and drag to the corresponding side, and then you can grab the middle ones and loop them up. Now we can loop this to here and this to here. Alright, from here we're going to dig down and find the bottom 2 bands, the bottom 2 blue bands. Now I've pushed everything so far down I can't find them. So the bottom 2 bands, there we go, and loop them up. Same this side. And here is where we're going to do a bit of fancy footwork. I'm going to loop this one up here, dig down, find the bottom 2 bands again, and loop up so that the bands are sitting on top of those white bands. Okay, now we're going to look here. You've got the top 2 that we've looped and the bottom 2. Don't worry about this, we're not working on this one yet, we're just on this set here. Dig your hook down under the bottom 2, up, grab the white bands, a white band that's looped, drag it round, drag your hook round to the front and pull forward. Okay, and we'll do the same on the other side. Go under the bottom one, grab the white, drag your hook around to the top of the band and pull forward. Now we need a crossover band here, otherwise she's going to sort of fall apart in the middle. Take a single band, figure 8, loop it on itself. You're going to lift the top 2 bands from there and place your crossover band. You're going to move that to incorporate the middle peg, and then we need to take the top 2 bands from here, lift them up and place the crossover band back and put those bands back. Now we're ready to continue looping up. Loop up to the shoulder, same this side. Now let's loop up here. We're going to dig down and find the 2 bottom skin tone bands. Loop it all in. Loop it all in. The face, you find the top 2 and loop to their corresponding sides, and then the middle one goes up to the center. Dig down. Push those crossover bands back with the back of your hook so that you're just exposing the bottom 2 bands. Loop up. Make sure you've got both of them. Ooh, tricky. Let's push those ponytails down, or piggy tails. Do the center of the face. And then dig down to find the bottom 2 yellow bands and the bottom 2 yellow bands. That's a bit tight, so I'm going to put my hook in and wiggle it around the outside. Then we're going to need 2 yellow bands to tie off with. Push your hook down, go through all of those bands and poke it out the side. Put your 2 bands on, twist it so that the smooth end is going to be dragged against those bands, doesn't snag anything. Up through the middle and then push it so that it's at the back side of that peg. Reclaim your bands, then take the 2 closest to you, up, over and off, and pull tight. We're ready to take her off the loom. Gently ease her off. Let's take her off the loom, pull her little dress out a bit so that she's in shape. We're nearly done. Make her ponytails or pigtails sit the right way. And all we need to do is loop these little tie-off bands behind her head here. So grab them on your hook and gently pull them behind some of these existing bands. You can use a clip if you like, or you can put her on a keychain clip. I sometimes do those quite effectively. Hide that behind here. if you want to put her on a backpack or something, it's quite handy to use the little keychains. And you would just use these tie-off bands to do that. But I just like to hide them under. This is harder than doing the doll. For goodness sakes, Kate, come on. There we go. Make sure her eyes are popped out. And there we have Goldilocks from Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We only have to do Baby Bear next. Hope you enjoyed making her. Take care.